Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll, and it's been so long, but I'm finally home. And what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting.
Yes, sir. Grenada, Carrico, Pini, Manica, and the rest of the world. We'd like to welcome you to Okay, good. The headlines brought to you through the kind compliments of the good folks at WPG10. And for those of you who missed it, because I see we did have a little glitch with the audio earlier up. So again, for those of you who missed it, the headlines: Bubbler dies following illness. Also, we have a weather update for you. Internal strife within the Public Workers Union, ? And NAWASA say that they have some major issues with water systems owing to the heavy rains. We're going to talk about that, and 4 men shot, 2 set on fire in Jamaica, and 280 homicides for 2019 thus far in Trinidad and Tobago. Again, if you missed it earlier when we encouraged everyone to do it, we ask of you now to please go ahead and share the program. You see, when I share the program, that's how everyone gets to know that we are alive. So folks, we will be back shortly. We are taking a break. Don't go anywhere.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
The people say that is the best fete in the carnival. None of them holding secret for me. None of them. The St. Andrews Development Organization, in collaboration with Mr. Elimas Gilbert, say Specky Show 2019 will be a movie. You must wear red. Some man love the rum more than the woman. From Trinidad and Tobago, the Calypsonian who empower women, singing Sandra.
They want you cock up like a bloody acrobat. The wife at home, they can't. She can do that.
From St. Vincent, former soccer monarch, Calypso and road match king, Posa. And top Grenadian artists. Stay tuned for more info. For vending, call 404-8131. Becky Show, August 4th, St. Andrews Rainbow City Festival weekend. The color is red.
Grenada Coalition of Service presents its annual Services Expo from the 18th to the 19th of July at the Grenada Trade Center. Doors open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come and be visible, network with businesses and people, form meaningful partnerships, enjoy quality entertainment during the day and afternoon from Matthias and the band, Kung Fu, Ezra and Staffen, and much more. Come, eat, drink, be entertained, and network your business. Services Expo 2019, the 18th to the 19th of July, where your potential is our passion. For more information on Services Expo, please contact our office on 439-9275, or you can drop us an email on grenadacsi@gmail.com. This event is sponsored by Caribbean Expo Development Agency, Ministry of Trade and Cooperatives, Grenada Trade Center, and GBN.
The 3rd Annual Caribbean Comedy Show. Saturday, August 17th at Spice Basket. Stay locked for more.
I ultimate cut glass. You see what I've done with it? You want to swear it razor grass. Look, I am a very, very serious man.
This season is fun family time. You can focus on enjoying those special fun-filled moments that creates lasting memories with the ones you love. At Quartz, we're ready to make it happen. We'll help you find the right products to make those moments even more memorable. Quartz, bringing value home.
Yes, you always have to bring value home. That's Quartz. All right, folks. The first thing that we need to tell you about, boy, is that we see here that Grenlec is hiring. That's right, Grenlec, the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, in its continuous drive to provide world-class service, invites applications from suitably qualified persons to fill the position of IT help desk technician. All right, and they are saying that this is a good opportunity for you. Okay. The information about that we will be posting on our website, but for those of you who just want a brief idea of what it is about, the role and responsibilities is responding or reporting to the information system manager. The IT help desk technician provides effective and efficient technical assistance to all users of the computer systems as well. In terms of the knowledge, skills, and abilities, you must be able to work with a PC and Mac hardware and software, database and computer network systems, including mobile devices, Also, the ability to diagnose and resolve basic technical computer issues. Also, must be experienced with computer system repair and analysis, excellent interpersonal and customer relation skills, and it goes on. All right. At least in terms of qualification, at least an associate's degree in information technology or a related discipline. All right. Computer TIA A+ certificate. All right. And of course, you need to send in your applications no later than July 26th, Friday, July 26th. So you don't have much time to do that. Sending your applications to the Human Resource Manager, Grenada Electricity Services Limited, PO Box 381, St. George's, Grenada. You can also send an email to hrd@grenlec.com. They have a website. You can check it out, grenlec.com. For more information, you can call 440-2097. Olio, you know, we have our sportsmen and women always doing their thing out there. So we are obligated at this point in time to just say good day and congratulations to all the sportsmen and women who are out there making a name for themselves, and of course as well, you know, putting Grenada on the map. I've heard some comments that there are a lot of men and women who are out there representing Grenada in whatever sporting discipline, and sometimes they are often ignored. So of course we want to say hello to you guys. All right. Now, 3 of Grenada's top national swimmers, Delron Felix, Kerry Oliver, and Kimberly Ince, leave the island today. Well, they would have left already. All right, based on the time, and they are to participate in the 18th FINA World Swimming Championships, and that's going to run from July 21st to the 28th. All right, and it happens in South Korea. The swimmers will be accompanied by Coach Natalie Regis, Shira, and GASA secretary, that's Rayan Nichols, who will also serve as the team manager. Each swimmer, they'll be competing in 2 events. Delron Felix will be competing in the 50-meter backstroke and 100-meter freestyle. Kerry Oliver in the 50-meter butterfly and 50-meter freestyle, while Ince, the lone female, will compete in the 50-meter backstroke and 100-meter backstroke. Grenada is optimistic that the team, which has consistently performed well at several regional meets, will put on another stellar performance. Over 194 federations will be participating at the championships for from the 7 continents. Now we wish them all the best. All right, we are moving on, folks. The next thing that we have to tell our little boy, Lincoln John, you know, he's known in the calypso world as Bubbler, has gone to the great beyond. He died on the weekend. According to sources, Bubbler was sick. The calypso environment was thrown into mourning as the fraternity says goodbye to a veteran. Now, he has been singing for many, many years. Lincoln John, affectionately known as Bubbler. They say he has been ailing for some time. Some of his popular songs we would know, particularly Structural Adjustment. I believe that he did that song in 1992, the song currently on your screen. Now, the Grenada Cultural Foundation sent out notice saying that they wanted to extend condolences to his family and friends and to all those of the fraternity. The Grenada Cultural Foundation says that they express condolence to the family of the late Lincoln John of St. Patrick, known as Bubbler in the Calypso fraternity, who passed away on the 13th of July. Bubbler was well known for his contribution made to Calypso and will be remembered for his brilliant renditions over the years. His passing has left a void in the richness of the cultural landscape and by extension the impressive musical history of St. Patrick. He has devoted numerous years to the tent structure in Grenada and have influenced many to embrace the culture of calypso along his journey. Many young calypsonians fell under his tutelage over the years and have had the opportunity to engage positively in the art form as a result. His songs were imbued with messages from the hearts of the calypsonians, and his commentaries. They say that they were of distinct quality and relevant lyrical meaning. He has been a part of the glory days of Masters of Calypsos and stood tall with the giants in the fraternity. They say his presence will surely be missed by all, and his music will always live on as timeless pieces. All right, now Bubla was a good friend of my colleague Thomas Fupi Moraine, and I know that the passing of Bubla would have hit him really hard. So I just want to extend to my brethren as well, you know, just to be strong, you know. And as you would say in your own words, he is in a better place.
It's for everybody. You are still for revolution.
All right, we are moving on, folks, and the next thing that we have to tell you about the National Water and Sewage Authority, that's NAWASA. They want to advise consumers served by the following water systems that, due to high turbidity resulting from the continuous rains, that dam blockages have interrupted your supply. And they are saying that a timeline for the restoration cannot be determined at this time. So people, for example, in Maribo, and the people who are served by the Maribo water system, Sab, Bylands, Maribo itself, Mount Horn, Grenville, Rosemont, St. Cloud's, Balthazar, Grand Bras, Ford, Telescope, St. Mary's, Rivulet, Soubise, Cook Hill. I mean, that entire area, you're all without water, including the entire town of Grenville. Moncton water system is also affected. So there are parts of Moncton, Paradise, Dunfermline, Grace Bakery, Pearls, Canal Road, Lafayette, Simon, all these areas are without water. It doesn't stop there. The people who are served by the Munich water system, Munich, Tuileries, Montcarmel, Marquis, all these areas without water. The people who are served by Peggy's Whim water system. So we're talking about Hermitage, Riverside, Conference, Tivoli, Chantimel, Sauters, Montrose, Bathway, Rose Hill, Carrier, St. John, Samaritan, all these areas without water. Monkey rural water system is also affected. So parts of Snell Hall, parts of Madays, Laford, Livera, I mean, you just name it. Moncraven, Mount Rodney, High Street, all these areas are without water. And here's what, according to NAWASA, other systems may be added to this list without prior notice. According to NAWASA, heavy rainfall makes the system highly susceptible to dam blockages, and that it hinders the production of water for adequate distribution to the communities and to consumers. You understand? You don't want them to be giving you mud in your pipe. You understand? So they have to make sure that the quality of the water is okay before they can, send it out to you. So for those of you who have heeded the call from NAWASA before and have stored your water, you are encouraged to use that sparingly. You understand? If you are without supply, you are reminded of the need to manage your water and so on. Get tank, get storage. They are encouraging you to do so when you can. I know sometimes money could be a little problem, but I encourage you to please do so. In addition to the systems that I've just mentioned, the Concord system is also compromised. So for the people who are receiving your water from the Concord system, Concord through to the entire town of St. George, extending to River Road, you are affected. There was a scheduled cutoff point, 5 o'clock today. They are saying that a timeline for the restoration cannot be provided at this time. And again, reiterate that more systems could be added to that list. Now, as I say that, they're trying their best to restore water to the affected communities and areas in the nearest possible time. And just know that they are there to serve your needs. You understand? Folks, we have had some serious weather for the past few days. Friday, place smash up. Tropical wave. Then Sunday again into Monday, more water. You understand? But at least we have a little bit of good news for you. That what we have seen is that things have subsided a bit.
Yes, well,
yes, things have subsided a bit, and so it seemed like things are getting back to normal. Now we receive a dispatch from the NADMA. Said the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has been advised by the Meteorological Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport that the tropical wave that was affecting Grenada on Sunday into Monday has since passed, resulting in improved favorable weather conditions. Now, according to the head of the Meteorological Office, Mr. Hubert White, the wave has since moved to the west of Grenada, and the chances now of the low pressure system posing a threat or bringing significant rainfall to the island is no more. Now, NADMA advises the general public to remain vigilant and be prepared for all hazards that can affect us at any time. Here is the head of the Met Office, Met Services down at the Point Salines International Airport or the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Mr. White, speaking about the current weather condition.
Yes, well, a tropical wave that was affecting us is now located to the west of Grenada. As we know, tropical wave traverse the area from east to west. So once it is west of us, the threat or the chance that the wave is giving us significant showers is basically over. And history has proven we had serious flooding in Grenville, in Guave and Victoria some years ago, and it was not by any tropical storm or hurricane. It's basically by tropical waves and surface trough, and even something what we call local convection. So preparation, there was a survey I did once, so we did, and it was said that one of Grenada's greatest threat is what we call the small scale feature that creep up on you suddenly, because you aren't preparing for it. The tropical wave yesterday, I don't have the figures with me, but gave a significant amount of showers. And also what we have to keep in mind, I've said it before, hurricanes and storm, basically the significance is the wind. That's what classifies them. We have looked at the statistics at the airport here, and the most amount of rain we had in one day was not from Ivan, was not from Emily, but was from a minor storm called Tropical Storm Otter. Yes, well, a tropical wave that was affecting.
All right, so thank you very much, sir, on that. At least so you heard it from him yourself, so we can expect things to get even better, you know what I mean? Folks, I want to read an article for you. I want to read an article for you because in order for you to understand the context of what we have for you in the next 3 or so minutes, you need to hear this. You need to know what's on this. Credit to the New Today for that story. For those of you who have not had the chance to get to the papers and things like that, let me read the story for you. It says, internal strife in the Public Workers Union. Let me go quickly. all is not well within the executive of the Public Workers Union, the PWU, headed by Rachel Roberts. It says that authoritative sources told the New Today that the executive has failed to hold a single meeting since public officers voted for a new leadership body in March. That was just the other day. Hold on, there we go. One source who spoke on condition that he was not identified said that the executive has never been able to form a quorum under the Constitution to hold a meeting to discuss the business of the union. Several of the new PW executive members were on a slate put forward by former Custom Officer Brian Grimes, I'm a dog, who failed in his bid to unseat Roberts for the PW presidency. The source spoke of a plot in the making to sabotage Roberts and to make her term in office very ineffective. He said that some executive members are questioning some of the overseas trips being made by Roberts to attend international conferences as union leader. He said, quote, "A lot of foolishness is going on in the union. Imagine the president is invited for a meeting and some people want to decide who should go and who should not go. It's the president who is invited to the meeting. If the president can't go to the meeting, then she can decide who should go to represent her." Goes on to say, quote, "I have been involved in the union business for a lot of years, and it is the first time that I'm seeing people behave that way. The invitation came for the president, and no one should be allowed to tell her that she can't go and that this other person should go to the meeting instead. A lot of foolishness," he added. According to the source, there are plans afoot to bring a motion of no confidence against Roberts by the rebel faction within the PWU. He expressed fears that some pro-government forces are also working behind the scenes to undermine Roberts' leadership in light of the ongoing battles with the Keith Mitchell-led administration on the 25% pension and gratuity issue. When contacted, Roberts declined to comment on the internal bickering within the union. You done? Talk about loan is back and electrify and anything. Let me see what else interesting on the papers. Right, anyway. Right, so that's that. And so an immediate press conference was held today. So this newspaper came out on Friday. The PWU had a press conference today. All right. Now they say that they wanted to address some of the concerns. First of all, they are dismissing claims that there is infighting or any such within the union. And so we had the second vice president, Mr. Arthur Peer, who read a statement to the media about this.
I wish now to refer specifically to the scurrilous article carried last week, Friday, July 12th, 2019, by the New Today, purporting that there is internal strife in the PWU. I categorically state that the naked piece of propaganda carried in that paper is calculated in its intent to sow seeds of discord that does not have interests of the workers nor the labor movement in Grenada at heart. We refute it in totality. Brothers and sisters, a lot of foolishness and rubbish has been thrown in the mix, which could only be calculated as a decoy to distract your attention away from the real business of our union and the serious issues that are confronting us today. I urge members, therefore, to be critical and analytical in your thinking
and outlook. I refute in totality the grossly erroneous claim that Council has not held meetings since taking office according to the constitutional mandate. In fact, we may well have recorded more meetings than any other council in recent times, if ever. To date, we have had a total of 17 formal and informal meetings, where executive members freely sacrifice their time as we work assiduously in the fulfillment of our commitment to you. It is ludicrous in the extreme that our executive and president could be unduly concerned about travels and trips abroad while we grapple with more serious concerns confronting the PWU, even as we consider dwindling resources. Even more absurd is the belief that any organization, whether abroad or locally, could dictate to the Executive Council of the PWU how we spend members' hard-earned money and who among the executive or membership could represent the union in any forum that requires travel. Members, I wish to remind you of the tenets on which I vied for the executive office and the principles which I hold dear, which I would never compromise. A decent pension and gratuity for all workers. Establishment of all contract and unestablished workers, including Imani, and any such disenfranchised groups in the service. The stability of the PWU and the preservation of the labor movement in Grenada, among other ideals. Workers, along with other members of the executive, I heed to call to service in our union and behest of many of you who understood that our union is at this time in its history needed strong men and women who remained firmly committed to the ideals of trade unionism and to the principles of accountability, transparency, and a duty of care to you, our members. Rest assured that we stand firm in that pledge to you. Brothers and sisters, this news story is not about you, nor about your interests. Evidently, it is about a selfish agenda. What is the motive, I ask you? Examine the evidence. If the fight is not about you and your interests, then ask yourself, who is it about?
Thank you very much, sir. The president, Rachel Roberts, was not at today's press conference. On the subject of public workers being blamed for the recent phone scandal, because right now that's another big talk, the phone scandal, and people accusing the Prime Minister of blaming. Don't ask me what my opinion is. It doesn't matter. But people are saying that the Prime Minister is blaming public servants or putting some responsibility on the public servants for cell phone gate, as they call it now. I see somebody say cell phone gate 473. We have the PRO, the new PRO, Daisy Hazard. She says it's unfortunate that the public servants are always getting blamed.
It is unfortunate that whenever anomalies, whenever misconduct, whenever improper practices of government and government ministers and officials come to light, that the persons who seem to bear the brunt of it and are made to take the greater share of the responsibility are public servants. Our members are hurting. We have heard from members from the Ministry of Finance and other members who are hurting, and it is a shame. It is unfortunate.
All right, and folks, she has also questioned whether or not senior public officials, based on the current construct, can really perform their duties as they ought to.
In principle, our permanent secretaries and our senior administrative officials at various ministries, they have responsibility. In law and by the law, as the Prime Minister stated, permanent secretaries are responsible. If legal matters arise, it is not a minister of government that goes to court necessarily to represent the ministry, but a permanent secretary. That's in principle. What happens in practice on a day-to-day basis? Can our permanent secretaries and can our senior government officials do their jobs the way that they ought to? Can they hold persons accountable in the way that they ought to? Can they advise government and government ministers in the way that they ought to? And members of the media and members of the public, I beg you, answer those questions yourself. And let your recall of what has happened to public servants over the years who have dared to do their jobs according to the letter of the law. What has happened to them? Where are they today?
Thank you very much. All right. How are we looking for time? Okay, we're moving on. Right. Audio. Let me take a quick one now. Let me take a quickie. And when I come back, I want to give you all more thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we have more thing to tell you about. Coming up, cops called out as moderate spikes in Trinidad and Tobago, boy. I think it's 280 for the year so far. We will tell you how that compares to 2018. It's crazy, you know, people. Also, 4 men shot, 2 set on fire. Jamaica, boy. We have a real thing to tell you about. Drink some water and thing now, we coming back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
The people say that is the best fete in the carnival. None of them holding secret for me. None of them. The St. Andrews Development Organization, in collaboration with Mr. Elimas Gilbert, say Specky Show 2019 will be a movie. You must wear it. Some man love the rum more than the woman. From Trinidad and Tobago, the Calypsonian who empower women, singing Sandra.
The way you cock up like a bloody acrobat. The wife at home, they can't. She can do that.
From St. Vincent, former soccer monarch Calypso and road match king Posa. And top Grenadian artist. Stay tuned for more info. For vending, call 404-8131. Specky Show, August 4th, St. Andrews Rainbow City Festival weekend. The color is red.
This season is fun family time. You can focus on enjoying those special fun-filled moments that creates lasting memories with the ones you love. At Quartz, we're ready to make it happen. We'll help you find the right products to make those moments even more memorable. Quartz, bringing value home.
That's right, folks, and welcome back to the news. Now, only the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, Trinidad, boy, thing not going too right for them right now. And we are hearing from the COP, Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, says that the police is sparing no efforts, and they say that they are doing all that they can possibly do to peg back the recent spike in homicides experienced over the past 36 hours. He said that the homicide rate has spiked with 8 homicides in the past 36 to 48 hours after a 3-day period of not a single homicide being recorded in the country. They are saying that they are taking this really serious. Commissioner Griffith, he adds that a number of key policing strategies have gone into immediate effect, and it will continue over the coming days to increase security. It says this include detention of suspects in shooting incidents for questioning, every available police officer will be out on the streets conducting static and foot patrols. All emergency response patrol vehicles will be on patrol. Officers who are currently on days off have been called out to duty. Officers have been called upon to perform additional hours of work. Roadblocks and stops and searches will be effected. Joint police and army patrols and other intelligence-driven initiatives will be undertaken. Folks, there have been a recorded 280 homicides. It's almost a record. 280 for 2019 thus far. And that ain't pretty. They said it compares to 2008 and it's not good. In 2008, it was 302. Griffith says that his role there is to bring down the crime rate, and he is going to achieve that. You understand? Well, bye. Let we see, Papa, yo. Let we see. Oh, yeah. The next thing that we have to tell you about by residents. Hey, Mount Zion, boy. We're talking about Jamaica now, Mount Zion district in St. James. They say that they are now living in fear. Following the murder of 2 men and the shooting of 2 others in their community on Friday night.